The fourth installment of George Miller's Australian post-apocalyptic action series was released in May of 2015, a full 30 years after the last installment. The R-rated movie is already well on its way to outgrossing its lofty $150 million budget though, thanks to rave reviews and strong word of mouth. The ruggedly handsome Tom Hardy replaces Mel Gibson in the title role, a resourceful survivor in the post-nuclear wasteland of the Australian desert. The actual focus of the graphic story, though, is Charlize Theron as a gritty truck driver determined to rescue 5 concubines from an oppressive and greedy dictator by outrunning a horde of aggressive pursuers. This simplistic premise cuts both ways. It's easy to follow, but is perhaps a bit undernourished. And when our intrepid team gets stuck without an endgame, they literally just turn around and go back where they started. A realistic resolution given their harsh circumstances, but hardly an interesting one. While the film is particularly light on dialogue, watching the uneasy alliance develop between the muzzled, hairy, and grease-painted Theron is captivating and intriguing. Lecturing his new driving companion, Tom coldly advises, "Hope is a mistake. If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane." At the moment of her darkest desperation, we see Charlize collapsing to her knees while shouting at the heavens, in a fantastic shot that frames her athletic silhouette against the quick-moving sands of the outback. In the otherwise brainless adventure, it is wonderful to be treated to these artistic images and themes, which are sprinkled throughout the proceedings rather frequently. Speaking of cinematography, the bright orange hues during the day contrast wonderfully with the sharp blue shadows during the night. An almost unrecognizable Nicholas Hoult is featured as a conflicted war boy, a sick servant who switches sides to aid our hero's escape. The bad guys are led by Hugh Keys-Bryan, who actually played the villain in the 1979 original, a fierce brute whose skull-painted oxygen mask is downright menacing. Never more than a few minutes behind the protagonist, this constant chase between good and evil supplies the film with ever-present consequences, making it difficult to ever catch your breath or relax. Dystopian universes have been done countless times before, but the rich and expansive steampunk visualization here is both inspired and believable. Rather than a shameless retread, it's obvious this fresh treatment of the car chase franchise is one that ruminated in Miller's mind for decades. From a 1950s Chevy that's been converted into a monster truck to a muscle car tank, even the vehicles are oozing with personality. The end result is nothing short of breathtaking, a non-stop extravaganza of stunts, gunfire, and explosions as everyone speeds down the unforgiving Fury Road, filmed on location in Namibia, Australia. Stripped down and laser focused, this may very well be the best pure action movie in years. For a 70-year-old director whose last 2 pictures were Happy Feet and Babe, Pig in the City, this is a triumphant return to form for Miller, who has effectively raised the bar for all future blockbusters. The 2-hour movie literally cuts right to the chase, and the adrenaline-fueled thrill ride rarely slows down, blending flawless practical effects with death-defying stunt work. Cornered inside a steep canyon, a sequence where Theron effortlessly parkour slides under a tanker truck while simultaneously kicking a rider off his bike, all shot in a single fluid camera move, is just so cool to witness. Another shot where Hardy swings across the moving battlefield on a long pole as a massive explosion erupts behind him is astonishing. Mixing deep violin chords with heavy drums that are synchronized to the action, the grungy soundtrack from Junkie XL is a perfect fit for the bloody action on screen. There's honestly not much to dislike about a reboot that features a flame-throwing guitar. If you're a fan of loud mayhem entangled with conflicted characters, Mad Max Fury Road is a stylized barrage of ridiculous carnage, beautifully choreographed. And here are some of your reviews. Unanimous praise was given to the action and style. You thought this film was amazing. Even though it fell short of my lofty expectations, I think it's just good enough to score a 10 out of 10 as well.